Very funny, Chadhurst Sharpe.
What's up, motherfuckers? Nice. That's good energy. I love that fucking energy. Good shit. Yeah, alright, man. I dig it. This is a cozy ass menu, I gotta say. I feel like I can go for dinner or drinks with anyone here. With anyone here. It's winter, alright? It's winter. That means that driving's about to get a lot sketchier, okay? And by sketchy, I mean bad drivers are going to use their brakes way more than they need to. At all times, alright? You get it. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. You know that moment when people keep braking and you get real close to them, you realize there's no car in front of them? Like, that moment. That's the moment for the therapy for. Yeah, my therapist is like, let's talk about childhood trauma. And I'm like, no, let's talk about that fucking Honda Accord. I do this thing though, I kind of snitch on the driver in front of me to the driver behind me. Like I'll pull my car to the side a little bit so they can see their brake lights and then mine. That way I'm like, yeah, it's them, not me, bro. Plus then I feel like I've like become a team with the person behind me, you know? Like we're in it together now, you know? We can shit talk that driver. I'll be like, hey, you see this fucking Mazda? It's got 4-wheel drive. Vroom, vroom, bro. Vroom, vroom. Fucking ridiculous, man. I do that same thing, though, if, like, I'm driving somewhere and you're on the same path as me for a while. Like, I've imagined our whole lives together at that point. I've got it planned out. We're going to go out, we're going to get gas, premium, all right? We're going to fill our tires with air. We're going to get our yearly oil inspections at the Schwab so we can eat popcorn in the lobby for 4 hours and just talk. It's a good life. It's a good life. We should be so lucky. You know, we should be so lucky, honestly. Fucking fantastic, man. Fucking fantastic. Fun fact about me, I'm not a sports guy. I've never been a sports guy. I'll play sports, I'll watch sports in real life, but I'm not a sports guy, right? And because of that, I've lost out on a lot of dude conversations. A lot of them, you know what I mean? Just kind of miss out on that guy talk. What I do is when someone tells me a new sports fact, I hold it until I can find a new sports person to tell it to. So it's a bit of a process. First, I buy a new flannel. Then I buy a new Carhartt. Then I buy work boots, sit them outside in the mud, let them get real crusty. And then once I've assembled my costume, I go out into the wild and approach strange men to give them my new sports information, you know. That's how I operate, bro. That's how I operate. Me and my neighbor, though, we don't talk because of that. We don't talk because one time he was like, hey, you catch the game? And then I looked him in the eye and proceeded to say, what game? So already my cover was blown, right? He knew I didn't watch the game. But last month I was in the bar doing Ducks versus Utah. And I was like, oh shit, I've seen this whole game, I can talk about this. So I raced home. I bought a new Carhartt, a new flannel, some new boots I left outside to get crusty. Popped the hood on my car, all right? Touched the engine so I had a little black finger thing. You never feel more like a man when you know, like, you get your hands dirty, you're like, yeah, my grandpa would be proud of me, you know? But no, I did that and then I waited. And I waited a couple days because he was on a road trip, so it took a while. I had to keep touching the engine again and again. But he gets home and he's you know, walking up and he's like, hey. I'm like, hey. He's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm good, how are you? He's like, good. And he goes to leave and I hit him with it. I'm like, you catch the game the other day? You catch the game? Stopped him dead in his tracks. He turned around and he was like, whoa. Yeah, it was a total shit show. I was like, I know, called it in the third quarter. You know? He was like, oh, but most of our best guys were out. And I was like, yeah, sure. I don't fucking know. I've given you everything I have, neighbor. That's it. That's it. Listen, I'm a copywriter. Basically what that means is that I spend my time writing words for money. It's a sweet gig if you can get it, honestly, it is. But sometimes you get a weird client. I was filling out one guy's application process the other day, man, and threw me for a loop. The third question was a real doozy, all right? The first question said, tell me about your history as a copywriter. I was like, all right, that's fair. Second question, what's your biggest challenge as a copywriter? Also fair. Third question, what's your earliest childhood memory and how did it affect you? Girl, what the fuck? When are you ever gonna need that information, you know? 2 months down the line, it's like, hey, Chad, I see you wrote this clickbait article about Rihanna's forehead, but it's got a few typos, and I know that's because your mother gave you abandonment issues as a child. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sick of jobs pretending they're not jobs. You know what I mean? They're always like, oh, we're a family here. I don't know you people. I don't. Barb, I heard you had a kid. Congratulations, I guess. Whatever, I wasn't there for that. You know? Sometimes you do get a good job, though. I got a good job right now, which is how I've learned that I have self-destructive tendencies, you know what I mean? Yeah, here's why. Here's how I know I have them, right? 1, good job, good work-life balance. Okay, I'm in a happy relationship. I'm taking my physical fitness seriously. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've never been more ready to try crack cocaine. Never. I could do so much good with that energy these days. I could do so much good, bro. It'd be wild. It'd be wild. Real quick, here's my impersonation of Adam hitting on Eve in the Garden of Eden. Listen, Eve, I've got the biggest human penis on the planet, and God wants us to be together. What more do you want? Here's my impersonation of Eve rejecting Adam. That's a hot snake. Here's what's always gotten me about that story, though. Like, you want to crush a man's confidence, fine, but to literally date a snake instead of him? Holy shit, bro. What the fuck did Adam do to deserve that? He's the only man on the planet. Eve's never dated anyone else. She's not jaded yet. He still fucked that up. I mean, it's bizarre, man. It's bizarre. I imagine what the first date between Eve and the snake went like after that breakup, you know? Like Eve's like at a picnic, they're eating apples, they're definitely eating apples, right? She's like venting to the snake. She's like, yeah, he never listened to me, you know? He was like, oh, he gave me a rib, and I told him I gave him my best years. I don't feel heard in this relationship. And the whole time the snake's just like, you know? Fucking bizarre, bro. Fucking bizarre. Religion's weird though, honestly. It is. It is. It's bizarre. Personally, I hope heaven is non-denominational, you know? That way for good people we can get in there, right? That way if I'm right, I can spend all eternity saying I told you so. It'd be fantastic. It'd be great. Like, oh, what were you, Catholic? Close but no cigars, Seamus. Close but no cigars. That's also why I can't subscribe to atheism, right? The belief that there's nothing after this. Mainly because if they're right, they never get to say I told you so. It's because they're dead. It's because they're dead. It's great, it's great. My favorite thing about that bit is if I had chosen a real religion to make fun of, there'd be 6 people in the parking lot waiting for me after this. Three of them would be there to beat my ass. The other 3 would be there to beat my ass and then save my soul. So, I don't have to worry about that with atheists. They're just going to drive home after this. It's fantastic, man. It's fantastic. Yeah. Sit in that silence. This is nice. This is a warm day. No Oregon. You guys see the Ducks versus Utah game? Called it by the 3rd quarter, baby. Called it by the 3rd quarter. Oh yeah. Oh, you're my biggest fan, you're great. Yeah. If they don't, they do now. Listen, I've been a stand-up comic for about 3 years now. I'm by no means a master, but for those of you that want to do stand-up comedy, I have 3 tips, okay? 3 tips for you. 1, go home right now, start writing down synonyms for penis and vagina. Everything from anaconda to zucchini. All right. 2, when you run out of jokes, start therapy. Long enough to uncover drama, but not long enough to solve it. That shit's for the stage, baby. 3, get addicted to something, okay? Every funny person you know is addicted to something, and if they weren't, or if they're not, they were, you know? Keep that in mind, all right? Do it. Keep that in mind. Synonyms for penis and vagina, all right? Therapy and getting addicted to something. With that in mind, I was tickling my skin flute the other day, thinking about my girlfriend's front pockets. When suddenly I thought to myself, my God, I have self-destructive tendencies. I should have a beard.
Yeah.